What's going on, everybody? How's everyone out there doing? Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, hit that post notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. Without further ado, cue that intro. What's going on, everybody? So today I will be reviewing last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, and it was good. It was really good. It finally feels like we're on the road to WrestleMania. I have my notes written down here on my tablet. So we started off with Division. Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. They came out to the ring, and basically they said they was going to hold the ring up because after what Seth Rollins did, and they want Seth Rollins to show his face, and they were mad. And Logan Paul talked about how he had a great showing at the Elimination Chamber, which he did have a great showing at the Elimination Chamber. He eliminated 3 people. He eliminated Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and LA Knight. And he said, this puts me in company with people like Brock Lesnar. That's the company I keep. Anyway, Adam Pearce came out. Then a few masked men came out. One took away Logan, distracted Logan. Logan ran. Then the other one ran because Austin Theory was chasing him. And then Paul Heyman was left all alone. And Heyman was looking, and he was looking, and he was looking. And then right behind him comes Seth Rollins with the chair to the back in the same city, Indianapolis, that he broke the Shield up with the exact same chair shot to the back. Curb stomped Paul Heyman. Heyman was leaking. They took him out on a stretcher, and then after they took him out on the stretcher, Logan Paul went to go get the car for him in Theory to go with the ambulance, and then Jimmy Uso came from out of nowhere and attacked Austin Theory because he's assuming that the Vision are the ones who attacked Jey Uso on Friday night before the Elimination Chamber. That's why Jey was out of the Elimination Chamber. So that happened. And then after Jimmy beat up Austin Theory, he looked inside the ambulance, and then we saw LA Knight. And then LA Knight said, "Oh, I'll make sure he gets to the hospital, all right." Yeah, and it was just funny. And it was a good open, and it felt like the Attitude Era. It was just hilarious. LA Knight just looked so happy doing it, and it was just hilarious. And I liked how they fit in Seth Rollins, who currently has beef with the Vision, and then Jimmy Uso, because clearly he thinks they attacked his brother Jay, and then LA Knight, who's been beefing with the Vision forever now. So yeah. I really like that opening, and we should do more stuff like that. And they got straight to the point with it, and I appreciated that opening. I really did. Next up, we had Gunther versus Dragon Lee, and this was a really good match. We wonder what the direction is. What the direction is with this, and people were like, "Oh, Dragon Lee's a step down from John Cena and AJ Styles," but I feel like it's disrespectful to Dragon Lee because Dragon Lee is actually a good wrestler, and this will actually be a really good WrestleMania match to me. It would have been, and I would have enjoyed it because Dragon Lee is an actual good wrestler. However, I think Dragon Lee is a precursor to the next feud for Gunther. And I really wholeheartedly believe it's going to be Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania with Rey Mysterio's career on the line. I see a lot of other people predicting this, and it makes sense. The route they've been going, Goldberg, Cena, Styles, and the fact that Dragon Lee got involved because not only was he buddy tag team champions, tag team partners with AJ Styles, but he's buddy with Rey Mysterio as well. And Rey Mysterio, and then especially the way the match ended with his mask coming out and Gunther making it was good. It was good. It was really good. And I loved it. And Dragon Lee looked good. Like, he looked really good. He gave Gunther a run for his money. And Gunther had to absolutely destroy him at the end in order to get that win. And I really enjoyed the match. Next up, we had an AJ Lee promo. She's the new women's Intercontinental Champion, as she made Becky Lynch tap out after Jessica Carr may or may not have cheated, according to Becky Lynch. And yeah, she was happy to win the title, and she announced the open challenge that she's going to be doing next week. Well, It's not an open challenge. It's actually a gauntlet match, and it's going to be a #1 contender for her title. Next week it will be Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Io Sky, Oscar, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy now. And I don't think this is going to be for Mania. I think this is just going to be for the Intercontinental Championship in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania. Or maybe they do announce this is for Mania and Becky somehow gets in or beats up somebody. Or, like I said, I just think this is going to be a program. This is going to be something to get her to Mania. And then maybe during the match of whoever wins between AJ, Becky Lynch comes out and attacks AJ Lee, and then that's how we get to Mania. Because I do think at WrestleMania, some shape or form, we're going to get some version of AJ Lee and Becky Lynch with the IC title on the line. At first, I thought we was going to do a fatal four-way between Maxine Dupree, Natty, AJ, and Becky. That could still be on the table, but as of right now, next week is a gauntlet match. I really want Raquel Rodriguez to win this and see her versus AJ, but I don't want her to lose again. I really don't want her to lose again. So maybe they do something where Liv accidentally cost her again and they build upon that story. Or they could always go with Lyra, Bayley, Io Scott. But all of these are really good choices. At the end of the day, all of these are really good choices. And I'm just interested to see what they do, what they accomplish with this. And yeah, next up, we got what I thought was going to be Rusev versus Oba Femi. However, they just had they had a stare down confrontation, and then they brawled with each other. Then they announced that it was going to be a match next week, and I'm very excited for this match, and I can't wait to see this match, because this is going to make Oba Femi look good, and they're giving Rusev something good to do. And for wrestling fans, come on, guys, this is two big, meaty men slapping me. We love this. We love this. It slapped with Sheamus and Gunther, Drew and Gunther, and Otis. It slapped when we did Rusev versus Sheamus. It slaps. We love these type of matches, and I'm gonna get into this in a second. Back to this, but I can't wait because I think this could be a possible WrestleMania program. Next up, we did Jimmy Uso versus Austin Theory. It ended in a DQ. It basically, like, it was no need for the match because it ended in DQ. And then after the match, they were jumping him. Jey Uso came out. He came with the crunches, and him and Jimmy got the upper hand on Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Now, I'm going to go back to the Oba Femi and Rusev thing because I think that might be a WrestleMania program. They could do it 1-1. I don't know how they get there, but maybe 1-1. And then they have the settling match at WrestleMania. And I'll be fine with that because that would be fun. It'll give Rusev something to do, and it will give Oba something to do, and you can make Oba look good with that. And I'm saying that because of the whole Vision storyline. At first, I thought they was going to do Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but they're throwing the Usos in there too. And it seems like when are they going to do the Usos versus the Vision for the tag titles? Because that currently seems like something that's in the cards. Not that seems, it is in the cards. I believe that that's something that's going to happen in the foreseeable future. My question is, when in the foreseeable future is that match going to occur? Is it going to occur on a Monday Night Raw, or is it going to occur at WrestleMania? Because that's the only places we have until WrestleMania. There's no more pit stops. There's no fast lane. There's no nothing. No Saturday night's main events. Nope. It's Raw, and then it's WrestleMania. Maybe they could do this at the Madison Square Garden edition of Raw. That's a big enough venue, I feel like, for this story to culminate between them two. And if they do that at WrestleMania, then we could do Brock versus Seth, especially because Seth took out Heyman, and we know the relationship with Heyman and Brock. Brock's been working with the Vision. They could do that. Since Breaker and Bronson Reed are not available. Unfortunately, LA Knight, I don't know what they do with him, but that's the scenarios they could do. So if they do it at Madison Square Garden, I think they could still do Logan versus Seth, and then that way we get Oba versus Brock at Mania. But at the end of the day, it just depends on what happens. If we get the Usos versus the Vision at Mania, I think we're going to end up getting Brock versus Seth. And then I think we're going to get Oba versus Rusev as well. But if none of that happens and everything happens like on that Madison Square Garden episode of Raw, I hope Oba answers Brock's challenge. And then Seth costs the Vision against the Usos. And then that's how we end up getting the Vision. Logan versus Seth. Or maybe they do LA Knight and Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory and Logan Paul. It's a lot of possibilities. I just wanted to throw that out there because like I'm really interested in that. After that, we had Danhausen come out. Well, not come out. He was backstage. He was making a bunch of demands. He wanted a Hall of Fame speech. He wanted some other stuff like in the photo with Triple H and stuff like that with the 40 figure. And then Dominic and the Judgment Day were backstage. He tried to touch the title. And then they told him, scram, get out of here. And then he got cursed. Yeah. Dominic got cursed, and then we had Dominic versus Penta for the IC title, and we had a lot of near falls. I enjoyed the match, and towards the end, J.D. McDonough went to go get the ring bell hammer for Dominic because he said to get it, and Finn is on this self-righteous mention now. Talk about he has to do it himself. We have to win by ourselves, and so he didn't allow JD for it, and then that led to a distraction, and that opened the door for Penta to hit his finisher, and then Penta went on to win the Intercontinental Champion. I believe he hit a Mexican Destroyer to win the title, and that's it. Penta is the new Intercontinental Champion. Maybe they'll do some type of multi-man ladder match or some type of match with Penta at Mania. I'm interested to see what happens. And Dominic versus Finn, I thought that's what it would be at Mania for the IC title, but they don't really need the IC title. Or maybe they take the AAA championship and put it on the line. But I still think we're getting Demon Balor versus Dominic at WrestleMania. We also, after that, we had a Liv Morgan promo. We also had OG El Grande Americano versus Bravo Americano. I believe it was a good match. It was a quick match. And at the end of the day, we're getting El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano at WrestleMania, Mass versus Mass. And it's crazy because the original El Grande Americano is babyface with us. And the imposter is a heel. But in AAA in Mexico, it's the opposite. The imposter is the good guy, and this one's the bad guy. So, yeah. They could do like 2 matches with this across the AAA and the WrestleMania, but I believe WrestleMania is going to be the first match. I really do. Then we had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky separating. No more Rio because, of course, Rhea Ripley is going on to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Side note, they've been beefing on Twitter, and I saw Piper Niven, I saw Chelsea Green got involved, and I really don't know if it's a work or not. So y'all let me know in the comment section down below, but it was interesting. Then the main event of the night, we had our tribal chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns, come out. And CM Punk, he came out, he was like, acknowledge me. And he didn't even get to finish all the way because CM Punk interrupted him. And to summarize what they said, they talk smack to each other. This is getting personal. Punk called him, Roman called Punk Phil. He said he was going to put Punk on the John Cena retirement tour after WrestleMania. Then CM Punk talks about how Roman Reigns is all alone. How Roman Reigns doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have his cousins, the Shield, the Bloodline. He hangs out with his cousins backstage. Roman's all alone. And how he took his wise man from him. And then Roman talked about how the company doesn't need Punk right now. And how I brought you back, and I have this power, and I run this, and when I'm done with you, we're gonna put you on the retirement tour, and this, that, and the third. You're gonna just go and help develop the young talent, and then send them up to me so I can bury them. And he said he gonna smash them and basically bury them. And then the promo ended with Punk telling him that he was gonna bury him at WrestleMania, and he's not gonna be alone anymore because he's gonna bury him next to his father. Next to his father. If someone told me they was going to bury me next to my dead father, I would throw hands personally. But Roman is a better man than me. So I can't wait to see where this feud escalates next, because this is personal. They're calling each other by their names, bringing up dead dads. I'm pretty sure Roman's going to go bring up his dead dog next week. And hopefully soon we get physical interactions with them. And I'm just interested to see what they're doing and what they end up doing with this storyline. Because like I said, There's a lot of ways they could go with this. I'm enjoying it so far. I really like it. And it finally feels like WrestleMania season to me. It finally does. You let me know your thoughts down below on your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. You let me know what your favorite match or segment was. As always, be good people. I love you. More importantly, God loves you. Steven Conner out. Peace.